Hey, welcome back to Jaws of Sports. And this is part two this evening. I'm Mike, and I'm here. Man, I'm feeling good. It's Friday night, the big town, not doing a damn thing except talking to Zach, but there's nothing I'd rather do. What's going on tonight, Zach?
Um, I don't know, just talked to you like 10 minutes ago, and I'm back.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of alphas in the big town here, but we're talking to each other because that's how we roll. That's what we're going to do. And let me tell you, we got the topic for you this time. The biggest sporting event this week and maybe in the year 2023 was on the 4th of July at Coney Island, the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Championship. Yes, sir, it happened. They could not be stopped by what they have. They didn't have tornadoes. They had thunderstorms. They had lightning. They had a weather delay, but it could not be stopped. It happened.
Yeah. Um, I don't see why they couldn't do it in the rain. You think it would help because they dip the hot dogs in the water anyways. So I was thinking, maybe the rain would help wash it down a little bit.
Yeah, if it was raining really hard, you could have grabbed like 8 buns at one time and just put them up in the air,
Yeah,
and they got
yeah,
soaked. Um,
exactly.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to put it on the record that I think this stuff is totally freaking disgusting. Um,
Yeah.
it's pretty bad, gross, bordering on pathetic. I guess this professional food league or whatever they're called is a pretty big deal in some circles, but it's very, I don't want to say very entertaining. It's mildly entertaining when you're watching it. It's kind of like if there's a car crash or something, you have to turn your head and look at it, and you just can't look away. That's what this stuff is when they're gorging themselves with hot dogs and buns.
Yeah, yeah, it's something about. Like it's happening. It's not if you watch it or not, but that on 4th of July, a bunch of people are just shoving hot dogs in their mouth. So,
Yeah, I know that millions and millions of people across the country and maybe millions more across the world were stopping what they were doing at 12:30 whatever Eastern time on the 4th of July to tune in, but they were in a rain delay. So sometime later it happened. I don't exactly know when. I didn't catch it until I saw a replay of it, but I'm sure that all those millions of people, they waited just just like this. They were just waiting for the contest to fire back up. They had their phone apps out there watching TV to see when the weather was going to clear up there in South Brooklyn at Coney Island. And it finally did. And they got the contest done. Let me tell you, these guys are elite athletes out there. Just the way that they could do it. The long time defending, multi time, good grief, 15 time, 16 time I don't know if he's 16-time champ like Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and John Cena or not, but this might have been his 16th title. Doesn't matter. Joey Chestnut, super athlete, um, 62 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. Zach and I were chatting about this the other day, and I kind of figured it, to to kind of leisurely go into that. It might take me a month to eat that willingly.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to gorge myself. So at a leisurely pace, a couple a day, knock out 60 in a month. This crazy guy did it in 10 minutes.
I think if I went to the contest, I could eat just like if I starved myself, I could probably eat like 6 or 7, maybe. Maybe.
Would you even really want to do this though?
No.
Hell no.
You know how terrible they have to feel after?
I can't imagine. I was reading some of the statistics on this, and keep something in mind. The winner had 62. The guy who was in second had 48 or 49 or something. So um, a couple years back, Chestnut downed 76 of these damn things,
Yeah.
but he's eating upwards of it's something in the neighborhood of 18,000 calories in 10 minutes, like 12 pounds of hot dogs and buns. Um, what does that do to you? The biology of this is not sound. It's not something that you would recommend to anybody, even people you totally dislike. Um, I don't get it. I mean, it's for our entertainment. And that one dude with the real cool hat, who's the MC of it, he really gets into this. Him and Bruce Buffer should have some kind of a show. I would watch that.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think it's kind of dumb, personally. Um, but at the same time, I think it's hilarious, and I will watch it every time.
Oh
It's
yeah,
kind of like Wipeout. You remember the show Wipeout?
I loved Wipeout, man. Great
Wipeout
show.
was so stupid, but it was hilarious, and I
You
loved
couldn't
watching it.
you couldn't take your eyes off of it.
No, you can't take your eyes off of watching people shove hot dogs down their mouth either.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
tell you,
weird, but
for
yeah,
I imagine that some of our millions of listeners have seen the Netflix show that had Joey Chestnut and former champ Kobayashi, who's not part of this professional food eating league anymore. I don't know what the hell's up with that. I don't care. But for a long time, those two had this rivalry, and there's a Netflix hour and a half show that I watched sometime during the dog days of the pandemic a couple years ago when all we did was watch Netflix. Um, it's yeah, I mean, I don't yeah, I don't want to hang out with these guys. You go to dinner with them, they're eating 5 pounds of steak and 10 pounds of salad and eating dessert and all this stuff. I don't want nothing to do with that. But this Netflix show, it was very interesting because Joey Chestnut, he's an engineer by trade. Go figure. Okay. But the way that he trains, and that's right, trains for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest or whatever contest he's got coming up next. Like he starts at home and he'll have, let's say, 20 hot dogs and buns, and he'll do that a few times and then start eating them fast and then slowly build up. Um, he trains. Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine training for a food eating contest, but there's actually a little bit of practice and science in this, trying to stretch their stomach out. I I think it's 48 hours before, maybe 24 hours before, and drink a ton of water to help stretch their stomach to get that 11 pounds worth of freaking hot dogs and buns in there. Um, that's got to be pretty bad later. But these freaking athletes, man, they're incredible. Um, let's take our who's our best football player you can think of ever. Let's play a little game here. Give me a name.
uh, position or just in
Just
general?
anybody, doesn't matter who.
Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, except him. No, just kidding. Hey, Brady is great, and if you haven't seen that really silly movie called 80 for Brady, 80 for Brady, it is on Amazon Prime right now. We watched it the other night. Mindless entertainment. It's funny as hell. And okay, so you got Tom Brady. Let me take Michael Jordan out of the NBA. Okay, give me a baseball player.
Baseball is tough.
Baseball is tough. Yes.
It's hard to pick one from baseball. Um, let's just go all the way back, say Babe Ruth.
Okay, so we got Babe Ruth, we got Michael Jordan, we got Tom Brady, and I'm going to take Wayne Gretzky out of the NHL. And hey, look for our football fans out there. Let's take Lionel Messi, who recently transferred to the Miami Major League Soccer team here in the United States, and I don't necessarily follow that because their quality is not all that good, but he's brought a lot of eyes. So we got some of the greatest athletes of all time. We got Lionel Messi, we got Michael Jordan, we've got Babe freaking Ruth, we've got Tom Brady, and I think it was somebody else. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. So those guys, the best at what they did, greatest ever conversations, all five of them. They don't hold a freaking candle to Joey freaking Chestnut.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I think
Yeah.
I think he's great at what he's done. Perfection. You're a dork. Um,
No,
I don't know about this one, man. I think you're a little off the walls. I think your Texas Roadhouse is getting to you.
I had quite a bit of sweet tea, so that caffeine's got me kind of wired right down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, skill wise, I don't know. This guy, I mean, we know him for doing one thing one time a year. Um, whereas these other athletes, they had continued excellence throughout whole seasons for a whole career. So I'm not saying his whole career has been excellent either, but I mean, it's a one-off performance.
Once a year, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
how much? Let me ask you this: how much does that one incredible freaking performance measure up against a lifetime of a guy like Michael Jordan?
it doesn't. I mean, Michael Jordan inspired generations of people. Um, you can't walk outside without seeing, a t-shirt or someone wearing his shoes. Um, you don't see people walking around with Joey Chestnut shirts, and you don't see little kids growing up in the backyard with the table and hot dogs trying to eat as many as they can.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to make this as absolutely bonkers as I possibly can here. There is in no way, shape, or form you can call these professional food league people athletes. Just it just doesn't work like that. But
Yeah.
there is, uh, yeah, I hesitate to say science, but there is an art to what they do, and as a many art forms you're watching, and it's kind of hard to take your eyes off of a freaking train wreck like that, like Zach was saying.
Yeah. It's it's so bad that it's good, you know.
Yeah,
One
it's
of
so
those
bad
things.
that it's good. It's
Yeah.
like watching, well, you're not a horror movie fan, but there's a new Insidious movie is coming out. I think it's this weekend. I'm not going to spend money to watch it, but when it streams, I'll watch it someday. And those movies, they're so bad, you're like, I want to watch this, but then after you start watching it, you can't take your eyes off of it because you're waiting for the next big scare scene.
I can't relate to that at all. I can't. So I don't really know what you're hinting towards, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't either. It does. Yeah, yeah.
but I don't know. I think it's more of an inspiration thing. Like we draw inspiration from people that play sports.
Mhm.
Um, if you're inspired by someone eating 62 hot dogs, then you should find something else to do with yourself.
They probably should. I don't know. For example, if I'm cruising into Target tomorrow, or something like that, and I see a guy wearing a Joey Chestnut shirt that's got a big hot dog and bun on the back of it, or like the mustard belt, or something silly like that. I just, yeah, I don't get it. I mean, let's go back to our five guys that we brought out there. Messi, worldwide beloved, or hated, depending on where you come. Same with Tom Brady. You either loved him or you hated. I think most people did not like him, probably because he was too successful. Michael Jordan, probably the most polarizing figure in the history of the NBA, is just he's everywhere. Yeah, I've got within 10 feet of me probably 15 different Jordan branded items, just
Hmm.
where I'm at right now in the office here. Um, Wayne Gretzky, greatest hockey player of all time, undisputed. And, Babe Ruth was hitting 60 home runs in a time where teams did not hit 60 home runs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And before that, he was the best pitcher in the major leagues.
it's just it's kind of like a spectacle thing. It's kind of like, I don't know, it could be like a big concert, or you know, like a certain movie series or TV show comes out. It's like a big deal. Everyone talks about it
Hmm.
for a little bit, and then it kind of drifts off, dwindles away.
Yeah.
Um,
It kind of makes me wonder about some things. I've been to New York City quite a few times. Coney Island is on the extreme south end of Brooklyn. I've never been down that far. There, when they had the contest on Tuesday, it wasn't at 12:30 Eastern time because it was postponed. It's a few hours later. There definitely weren't as many people in the crowd as there usually are. But it kind of makes me wonder. I would like to think, and maybe some of our New York listeners out there can tell us. I don't think that New York people actually go to this stupid thing. It's got to be a whole bunch of tourists. I don't think a self-respecting New Yorker would uh, put one of those hot dog and bun hats on, or carry around a fake mustard belt like you're a John Cena wannabe or something like that.
yeah, it just keeps going back to the point. Like, we'll go out of our way to watch certain people play, or we used to.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Kobe Bryant was playing on Wednesday night, there was uh, commercials for it. Sports Center was talking about it. Like, oh, they're playing the Mavericks tonight at 8 o'clock, and everyone's gonna watch. Or Tom Brady prime time.
Mhm.
Um, People aren't traveling from China to come watch Joey Chestnut eat hot
Nah,
dog.
I don't know where they're traveling from. I do hope that New York City this time of year is stifling humidity. It's not as near as hot as it is in places like Oklahoma or Texas or Kansas, but it's 89 degrees there with 99% humidity at freaking Coney Island, where there's no trees or anything to keep you cooled off except your mustard belt holding it over your head or your hot dog hat. I would like to think that those are just some uh, tourists that for some reason think this is really cool to go to. Um, I don't know. It's a train wreck,
I
absolute
feel like
train wreck.
I feel like this whole episode's a train wreck. I feel like people, if someone did click on this, they'd probably turn it off. Be like, why are these guys talking about hot dogs?
No, they're going to tell all their freaking friends because it's a train wreck, and we're going to see our subscriber numbers just expand by a couple at least. Man, it's going to happen.
Definitely not. I think if anything, it might go down after this one. Some
No,
people maybe
sir. No,
can
we
bear
are
it.
we are on our way up. And let me tell you something. It helps to have something a little bit different this time of year because we are about 7 weeks away from the start of the college football season, about 8.5 weeks away from start of the NFL season. And quite honestly, Major League Baseball is not that exciting these days. Have been to a game recently. It is fun in person. Make no mistake. I love watching baseball at the stadium and even the minor leagues. If you've got a minor league team in town, that's a fun night, folks. Go check it out. But I can't watch baseball on TV these days. Just can't do it. So hey, we might have a show down the road on some of the stuff the ESPN, the Ocho might play, like dodgeball or slippery stairs, or I'm not going to do pickleball or spike ball because I think those are stupid.
Yeah,
But
only
but dodgeball, dodgeball in particular could possibly be an episode of its own. Um, there's potential for some more really good quality, high quality entertainment here with Jaws
yeah.
on Sports until the football season starts.
Well, this is the heat getting to you and having no football or basketball. Um, I think at this point we're drawing things out kind of until football starts.
That's
So
exactly what we're doing.
maybe yeah. So maybe we should cut into it and slowly start talking about it because people are gonna be like, why are they talking about hot dogs? You know, like I don't know. It's fine. But yeah, we need a new sport in our life besides competitive eating.
Yeah, competitive eating, I don't recommend it, but for 10 minutes on the 4th of July, tuning into ESPN to check it out, it's just something you can't take your eyes off of. And then after it's over, you kind of want to take a shower, or you don't want to eat anything at your 4th of July cookout for a while until you get that visual of Joey Chestnut shoving 62 hot dogs and buns down his throat. You want to get that out of your head as soon as possible.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're gonna call this episode with the Nathan's Hot Dog Contest 2023 a one-time thing. Perhaps this time next year we might touch on it and say, I think we had an entire episode dedicated to that last year and it freaking sucked. But let me tell you, folks, if even one of you gets a laugh out of this tonight, then we did our job, which is to entertain.
That
Okay,
is true.
that's what we do. We are here to entertain you, and we hope that you tune in. And we will see you next week when maybe we'll start talking just a little bit about the upcoming football season, but we'll come up with something glorious for you folks. But any last words, Zach?
I don't think I have much to say after this one. This was interesting. But yeah, nothing.
Yeah, I tell you, after an episode like this, my mind it just kind of goes completely blank. There's nothing there, and there's a lot of rocks up here in the first place, but I think that those rocks kind of multiplied. Um, I had some what do you call it? Never mind. I was going to say some biology stuff on there, but I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I had rocks multiply in my head, so no no comment. We are not going to do a show about the reproductive qualities of a rock.
You are talking very fast and you're very warm and you had too much caffeine. I think it's time to go.
Yeah, I think it's time to go too. So anyway, thanks for sticking with us here. I don't even remember what this last episode was about. The 4th of July, some kind of crap. Hope you folks had a great 4th of July and shot some real fireworks, not sparklers and snakes. Yeah. Hopefully, had some bottle rockets and some stuff that makes noise. And of course, be safe out there. But thank you all. We'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. Jaws on Sports. We're out.